Hey guys, we are here at Tankfest, Bowington, and I am sitting here with two of our contributors, and we are going to have a nice interview with Rita and the one and only. I guess this is a surprise for a lot of you guys, because I think that the one and only has never been shown on camera before. Have you been? Oh, actually, it has been recently shown, right? So this is relatively new. You kind of revealed your identity recently, right?
Well, the plan was to reveal my identity here at Tankfest for over a year. So, well, I kind of did it a bit differently. I showed my sexy shirt and my tattoo, and actually a lot of people were able to recognize me today. So that was a big surprise for me. But yeah, this is, well, a lot of people were shining a camera at my face, so here we are again. So okay. That's pretty much.
So I guess this is, well, even if it's not new, it's at least a novelty, right? That you are here with us in person and on the camera.
Yes, it's actually a huge kind of a shock to actually meet the people and other YouTubers that you only see through text or voice or videos. So yeah, this is a big shock for me, and like, it's a nice shock.
In that case, I mean, I know that you have been at Tankfest already, but welcome in person, finally.
Thank you.
And of course, welcome Rita, because you have been to Tankfest a couple of times with us already, right?
It's my third year in Tankfest, and it's getting better and better, honestly.
Okay. So obviously, my first question is going to be, how is Tankfest this time? How is Tankfest 2017 for you guys?
More organized. The weather couldn't be better. And it's just really nice to every year being able to see everyone, and I mean everyone, the community, other streamers, YouTubers, bloggers, wargaming staff, and just have a good laugh, have a good time.
Yeah, it's always awesome to meet you guys as well, and I think this time we have the highest number of contributors with us, so it's always an awesome experience for us to meet you guys in person and face to face. Could say that, right? Sorry, I'm just harping on this, because we could never actually show you before. Okay, guys, could you maybe share with us some interesting events that happened on Tankfest 2017? Because I know from experience that you always meet someone interesting, a fan, something nice always happens at Tankfest, right? So can you maybe share some stories?
I may or may have not signed some man boobies.
Okay. All right, that's an interesting story, Rita. Anything else? How was it to actually meet the fans face to face?
Yeah, so like I said, it's one thing reading the chat and comments, and another thing completely like having, hanging like handshakes and people telling me that they watch my videos with their family, or or just it's a totally different experience, and I really like it. So definitely I'm going to try and come back next year.
Okay, so I have a couple of specific questions for you guys, obviously. So again, about this identity thing, because why not reveal it before?
So yeah, a face reveal was a big decision, because it's not so much about, it's like, this was just because we are going here, and I did want to meet my fans. And say hi and so on, but if I wouldn't go to Tankfest, then we wouldn't do a face reveal. Definitely not. It's just one thing to have like that anonymity. Like when you reveal your face, I think like you take one step closer to like people can get on your personal level and try to, it gets more personal. And I'm not just like, this is my hobby. This is just for fun. So this is one step closer to like, having like YouTuber life, I guess, or like
okay, that actually leads us to an interesting question. So, if this is your hobby, would you ever consider to do this for a living as well? Because you have quite a huge following, right?
Yeah. So there was a point in the last 3 years since I started that I could do this just for a living. The money was actually good, and it's something that I do that I really like. I enjoy making my videos for the most part. And it was kind of like a dream come true, like you can do something that you like for a living, you get money for it, okay. Yeah, but As it is now, as YouTube is now, definitely I cannot even consider it a job anymore. I did consider it at some point, but now definitely it's not anymore. So yeah, it's still kind of my main source of income, to be honest. So.
Okay, awesome. So maybe the same question to you, Rita. You have been a streamer, YouTuber. You have been doing this for a long time. You're also running your blog. Is it something that you consider as your hobby, or is it something more already?
It's still my main activity, profession, shall say. But I have, because of World of Tanks, I've grown a real interest in tanks, in militaria. And I've been blessed enough to meet the right persons in real life, and I actually started working in real vehicles and just living the dream, really.
And that actually brings us to another question, because we all know, if you are watching Rita, then you probably know that she's also driving tanks in real life, right? So not just virtual tanks.
Correct.
So can you maybe tell us about that a bit? How did it happen? How is it actually driving a real tank?
It all started actually with an employee from the Tank Museum. Ed Francis is probably still around here. He took me to a nice tank farm where I learned to drive. And I was one of those rare exceptions where my instructor, 2 hours only, left me driving on my own this massive armored vehicle. And I just was the happiest bunny ever. But nowadays I can operate and drive tanks from different nationalities. I bought a tank not long ago. It's already sold.
Oh, you actually managed to buy a tank and you sold it?
Yes.
Okay.
And just 2 weeks ago, I was taught how to operate completely a Walker Bulldog. It's one of the best things that could have ever happened in my life. It's amazing.
Wow, a Walker Bulldog.
Yes.
An operational
Yes.
one. That's nice. So how is it actually to drive these tanks? How is it compared to driving them in the game?
It's surprisingly the same.
Is it really?
It is. Of course, you have in the game you have the third-person view, but when you're in first person, like not zooming in, but just that first-person view, it's pretty much the same feeling you have. You don't have that much view going on.
Okay, that's interesting.
The only difference in real life is that you need to be very, very cautious to where your vehicle is, be familiarized with how big it is, because sometimes they're more to the left or more to the right inside of the tank, and you need to think you have all that armor at your side, and you need to not crash against things or go into ditches.
I guess you are much more comfortable in sitting in your chair, driving your virtual tanks, than actually sitting in a real one, right?
But real ones are way cooler.
Okay. So what about you, Oneandonly? Have you ever been in a tank? Is it something that you enjoy, like tanks in general, or is it just the virtual variety that you like?
So yeah, I was in a tank before. I think the Slovenian army, if you can call it an army, had a open house. I think it's called. Oh, like yeah. So we were driving in a Patria. I don't know how you call it in English.
Patriot, maybe? Or Patriarch?
No, Patria. I don't know.
Okay.
It was like so that was one of the times. And I remember, I think when I was young, my father was in the special forces. So I remember that he took me to his work, and we were in a. It wasn't really a tank. It was the what do you call them? The police, like.
Okay. So like an APC vehicles. Or something like that.
Yes, with 6 tires there. So that was pretty much my only experience on a tank, and a turned-on tank. So.
Okay. Can I ask how you guys actually got in contact with World of Tanks? How you started playing? Maybe that's something everyone would be interested in. Rita, maybe first.
This was many years ago, about 5. It's interesting. I actually didn't want to play this game.
Oh, really?
No, I just saw a game with tanks. I was like, this is not for a woman. This is not a game for a woman. And I got convinced enough, so I was convinced to try it out. And that's when I realized that tanks can be fun. This game is actual fun. I can hurt people online. So it just came from there. I got addicted to it and just became all that is now.
Okay, what about you, Oneandonly?
So how I started
Exactly.
World of Tanks or YouTube?
What got you in contact with World of Tanks? How you discovered the game?
Okay, so I think when the beta was announced, closed beta, you guys were full-on advertisement everywhere, blah, blah, blah. So me and my friends were playing, I don't remember what, but I was checking out that game's site, the other games, and there was like advertisement for World of Tanks everywhere.
So someone at marketing did a really good job.
Yes.
Awesome.
Surprisingly. Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, so we like tanks, we can check it out. I clicked on the link, sent it to my friend, and we entered the, I think it was closed beta or open beta, I'm not sure. And yeah, that's how pretty much we started playing it until tier 5, and then it got reset, so I got pissed, and then went away for a year.
It's interesting actually. So my question is, what kept you guys going? Because Rita, you mentioned that you played for 5 years. You have been playing for 5 years, right? And you've been playing for how long?
So I started in the beta.
That's also around 5-ish years, right?
Yes, but I stopped for a year or so. So
what kept you guys going? Why do you like World of Tanks so much? Is it the historical aspect? Is it the gameplay? Is it the competitiveness? What keeps you playing?
What keeps us in the game?
Exactly. And also creating content about the game, obviously.
Yeah, so for me, currently what keeps me in the game and keeps, well, the thing is, honestly, I don't play it as much as I did 1 year ago. The reason it has changed a lot, but we're not going to open that subject. I mostly play it for fun, as most people, see in my videos. But what keeps me now is my huge amount of followers. Because, I hate disappointing people, but, and plus it's something that still I enjoy doing. It's, it is fun, it's frustrating, but in the end I think it's worth it to get the people's reaction. Like, it's amazing, you made my day. My girlfriend left me, I got a lot of those. Thanks, sorry guys. My girlfriend, no, not me.
Virtual hugs for the one.
No, you don't. No, so players tell me their girlfriend left me.
Okay.
Yes, and that my videos are like helping him go through that phase that you need to. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what keeps me in the game. Pretty much the community.
So basically you are telling me that the game became a bit more than just a game for you, right? It's actually creating content, it's the whole hobby that you are doing.
Yeah, so it is one way to do what I'd like to do. Honestly, if, War Thunder had a really nice replay system, it could be...
we are fortunate that we have that replay system then.
Yeah, there you go.
We are fortunate to have you. What about you, Rita? What keeps you playing or gaming?
For the first, let's say, 3 years, it was pure addiction. This is something I don't really like to talk very often because I'm not proud, but I used to play 12 hours a day, just live streaming every day. It was that bad. But even nowadays, even after 5 years, I still enjoy playing the game. I did pass through a phase where I was gone for about 2 months. I just thought to myself, I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years. Do I still want to keep on going? Do I want something new in life? And I just feel like I came back stronger that I felt in years. And it's the community, mostly the people you meet along the road. Most of my social life happened because of World of Tanks. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's just interesting how a life can change from a game. Yeah.
That's awesome. Before I ask the next question, I want to address the people watching us on the stream, because if you guys have any questions to Rita or the one and only, please write them in the chat. We are looking at them, and someone is going to pass me those questions, and then we can ask them, maybe grill them a bit about them.
Be kind.
Yes, be gentle.
Don't.
So
go ahead.
I have a question for one and only. I know that your videos take a long time to make, right? And I know that a lot of players, a lot of viewers are actually interested in why that is the case. Can you talk about that? How do you actually produce those videos?
Okay, so this is the question that I get mostly from the first thing that they ask me. A lot of people that watch my videos are like, you know, oh, he just probably slammed his keyboard on the dog and it was done. No, that's not the case. It was the cat. No, but seriously, the thing is, I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to video, so most of what is going on when I am editing is going over the video over and over and over, and until like I'm kind of satisfied, because some shots, you know, you go record, then you go out, it doesn't match with the music, it's kind of different, you go back, and then it's like midnight. So, like, plus I set a lot of rules for myself. So, if you want to make quality content, I think you need some basic rules. Like, for me, the most basic one is I do not allow myself to have like the green text in the replay that you see when you're speeding it up. Or it's the most basic, simple thing, but it happened a lot that like I forget and record that green text. I go back, do it again, even if it's, you know, it's a simple thing, but there's like a lot of these rules that I need to follow, like to keep myself in check and keep the quality up. But yeah, so that's why it kind of takes a long time, because for the newest episode, it was actually 15 minutes long, and I cut off a lot of it out because I didn't find it amusing. So a lot of stuff happens that you guys don't know, and I deleted because I didn't like it personally.
So you're kind of a perfectionist when it comes to these
I'm
videos,
a
right?
huge perfectionist, which is kind of it's a double-edged sword, pretty much.
So can you give me an estimate? How long does it actually take to produce one of those videos?
How long it takes for?
How many work hours do you actually put in one of those videos?
Okay, so it really depends on the video. I know for the last video that I did, 27, I think. I was working on it for a month plus a week. Let's say every day for 2-3 hours.
Wow.
And then the last 2 days, I wanted to make it. I wanted to upload it before we get here, and like announce how you guys can see me. And I was working pretty much for 8 hours straight to get it finished and uploaded, rendered, and get the copyright.
That's
out of the way.
impressive.
Can we say shit?
You
Yes, we can say shit.
So we can.
So yeah, that's. Sorry, you said work hours. Yeah, off topic. It goes from 100 to 150 to 200 easily.
Wow.
Like I said, I delete a lot of the stuff, and you know.
And can you maybe talk about how you actually do it? So where do you get the footage from?
The footage, it's pretty much me and my friends, you know, just. I was gonna say a bad word. Just lolling around, let's say. And the other part is from you guys, the community. So, you know, thank you a lot for that. I get sent like 50 replays daily, easily. And
That's a lot of footage
you know,
to
it's a lot of people are. Why didn't my replay make it? You know, it's 50 replays, blah blah blah, and so on. It's hard to pick the good ones, and there's a lot of good ones. So, again, thank you guys for that.
Okay, I have another question about why you guys actually are doing what you are doing. So, what made you what made you create your channel? What made you into a content creator, Rita?
Oh, that's a tricky one. This was actually started when live streaming, when Twitch didn't even existed. It used to be another website. I can't even remember the name. And at the time, it was only YouTubers. And for a long time, this comes back to Portugal, actually. I used to play a lot of games for my siblings. And then I moved out of Portugal, and there was that void. And I just got into live streaming. I found out that people were actually playing a game live, and I tried it out. And people started coming up to the channel and talking to me, and it just came from there. Then the blog came along. Soundstalker passed me his For the Record legacy, and it's been interesting. But I could not do it without the help of moderators, the help of my colleagues nowadays in status report. It would be impossible without them.
So it was basically the social aspect of it, right? So becoming part of the community, producing something for the community.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Okay. So what about you, Oneandonly? Why did you start doing what you're doing?
Why did I start my YouTube channel?
Exactly.
So, when we started playing World of Tanks, I noticed, I think, on your YouTube channel that there's a free cam.
Uh-huh.
And that was like, it's ever since I was a kid, I was really interested in, you know, making movies, like, and all the digital stuff that they do. And I was thinking, well, maybe I could do this in World of Tanks, because, you know, so I spent like, it was just a quick idea at this time, like, I could record, like, replays and blah, blah, blah. And that's when I think YouTube was just kind of, like, really expanding. Like, I think Jingles was just starting out then, and so, and then I spent a week, like, when I had, like, time, I was, like, looking for videos, World of Tanks videos that had, like a free cam in it. I didn't find any, so I was like, okay, this is gonna be my gimmick, I think it's called. I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So, then I think also the rage faces got really popular. So yes, let's use that, obviously. Free cam, rage faces, and then I was like, well, let's try this. Maybe it could work for I could try to learn how to make videos. It's not real life, you know, but it still counts. It's, you know. So I was like, well, maybe I'm even gonna get some people to watch my shit. So yeah, and over time, I think it was really worth it in the end.
Yeah, it definitely was. So my question is, if someone just starts doing what you guys are already doing, what would your advice be for someone like that? What would you avoid? What would you do differently? Rita, maybe first.
Honestly, if you want to live stream, run a blog, do YouTube videos, consistency. Don't be scared because at the first month you may not have many people. They will, if you really love it, don't stop, because people will eventually come in. And even if not many come in, just keep on doing what you like, really. And most important, be yourself. Be yourself, within reason, of course.
Obviously. Okay, Oneandonly?
What would I advise to people?
Exactly.
Okay, so I did a live stream, a behind-the-scenes live stream, like 2 weeks ago, and I was showing people like the most basic stuff that I do. And after the stream, I got like 10, 20 messages on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Thank you so much. You showed me so much. Can you do it again? And I was like, really? Okay. So the most basic thing I can tell to anyone that is starting out, be patient. Because I started out on a Windows Movie Maker, and this was before World of Tanks. And like I said, I was a kid. I wanted to try things that I saw in a movie, and I took my crappy little phone and did some, and just started cutting. So you need to start small. You will, like I said, patience. YouTube, like, go look for YouTube tutorials on the most basic things you can do. Or the things I did was, first I tried it myself, and when I didn't know how to do something, I was like, how to cut video. So over time that knowledge accumulates and you get to my point. I'm using a program that most, you know, Hollywood people are using. So patience.
Another thing that just came to my mind, do not be afraid to ask people who have been doing it for a longer period. You'll be surprised how many of them will go back and actually give you good feedback. I just remember right now, because when I started live streaming, who gave me advice was Quickie Baby. And he gave me a really good one, yes.
That's awesome.
So never be afraid of asking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, again, I started out as a kid with no knowledge. I was like, what the hell am I doing? Well, this is fun, this isn't fun, you got your moments, and 4 or 5 years later, I'm sitting here with you guys, I like so many people are telling me your editing is amazing. I'm like, you know, it happened from me knowing nothing and watching YouTube videos to learn it. So you guys, you can start at any time. And
that's some solid advice there, I guess. I have one more question to you guys before we finish. It's a really simple one. I guess it's probably a bit more interesting for you, I suppose, because I want to know what your, why you chose your nickname. Why are you one and only?
The name.
Yes, exactly.
You want to go first?
I'm just crap at making nicknames, honestly.
That's a very good choice. Okay.
Yeah, that's a bit faster. So it's a story behind it. When I was 8 years old, I was playing a crappy browser game, and my cousin came next to me, and I was like looking at the screen. I'm like, what name should I pick for this game? And she's like, in Slovenian, so she was like, you are one and only, so just type one and only. I'm like, sure. So it was in Slovenian, but in every other game, I was like the same, one and only, one and only. One. And then when we went to, well, mostly American games, you know, I mean English, it turned into one and only. And then for the 016, one and only was already taken on YouTube. That's pretty much it. I was 16 years old when I made it.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that's why.
That's
okay, guys, it was awesome chatting to you. Thanks for being here and being awesome. And
Thank
guys, we are going to have a lot more for you tomorrow. And for now, we are closing the stream. See you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See you guys.